Hello, clanmates. Space here again with This Week in Review. This time it is October 27th. So let's see what's been going on. Okay, overall clan rating down to 61. It was 62 last week, which is a slight change, which is quite nice. Recruiting, though, I think is the story of this week in review. We're up to 90. We got a bunch of new players this week. We got Metal, we got Gramaris, we got M-Link, and then this one I like the best. I been farting. I been farting. I like that. JC is also new this week. So if you see any of those guys, please welcome them to the clan. Please platoon with them. Even maybe give them a few tips about what we do and how we do it. Show them where the videos are. All of those things are good. We had a couple people leave the clan. Captain and BF5 and Yaza. I don't know. Anyways, they left because of inactivity or not being on TeamSpeak during prime times. We all know how important TeamSpeak is, or to be on TeamSpeak during prime times. Okay, what else we got here? Random battle. So Mr. Sortek, the clan commanders got 60.24. 6024. Well, he beat Za. That's important. Cheater Za with his 60.12. And then Daihung. I don't know who that guy is, but he's got 58% win rate. So cool. Good job to those guys for getting those outstanding win rates. When we look at win 8, I'm supposed to skip past some of these people because they don't necessarily, play that much. Can you do this based upon a timeline? No, you can't. No. All right, so Dirty Deeds, I know he plays. He's got a win 8 of 22, recent win 8 of 22. 43, that's cool. Diablo, I know that guy. 2000, Plausible Dread. I don't know who that guy is. No idea. Laser Vision I've seen like once or twice. That's cool. Funny Alex, who isn't really funny. He may not even be an Alex. The whole thing could be a lie. And then 123, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. 1878, Tankular, 1766. JC, new guy, 1765. The cheater of the clan that runs Warpack all day long, 1762. Joe 150, I barely see him anymore, 1743. Cookies Man? I don't know who Cookies Man is. Mighty China, I know Mighty China and I play with Mighty China, 1726. Pack Attack, Emperor, everyone knows Emperor, 1678. Those are all really cool win 8s. Good job to all of those people. Let's talk about the stronghold buildings. So there was an upgrade actually last week. If you remember in the video, I was like, right, I'm supposed to talk about this, but I didn't actually do the research. So last week we upgraded the financial unit, which is, where in the heck is this one right here? So we upgraded that building. We now get 40% credits for 2 hours or 20% for random games. So this is very, I guess I want to stress this point, right? We play skirmishes, we play advances. Sometimes they're rough, but we do it to get resources. Those resources then one of the clan executive officers or commander then upgrades the buildings, which then allows us to create these perks. So when we're playing a skirmish now or an advance, one of those guys is going to press that button and we're going to get 40% more credits than for 2 hours. So even if you're not running a premium account, but I would hazard to guess, let alone if you were firing heat all the time, even if you did like a balance between heat and a regular AP or AP all the time, you're actually going to make money doing skirmishes. A ton of silver doing skirmishes with this 40% credit booster. So that is why we do what we do. It's with more credits, with more free XP means that we get to have more tanks. We can buy tanks. We can, do all these things, and thus play more skirmishes, which is good. What do we got? Global map. We've been doing so much on the global map. Holy cow! So let's talk about ranking. 56, rank 56, boys and girls. So we were ranked 62. The lowest, as far as what I have recorded, was 57 about 2 weeks ago, but we're back down to 56. And again, I just want to sort of point something out. The main reason why I do these videos is because I find it fascinating to look back and say in September, so when I did the week in review at September 2nd, we were ranked 102. 102, and we're now ranked 56. That is freaking amazing. ELO numbers, same thing. 968 last week, we were 959, so we've definitely made a jump in there and improved on that. And again, just in case you were wondering, back in September, we were 888. So we have made some serious gains in this campaign, and then this in this clan to get these numbers up, which is quite nice. Clan treasury. So we we're making coin, like literally, because it's like gold coins, right? So right now the clan treasury is 14,000, but you have to remember that we did a 9,000 payout, and there's probably going to be another payout. So when I mathematically remove the payout, we have made whatever it is you want to call it, 23,705. So 23,000 gold. And again, back in September, this clan only had 100 gold in its treasury. And other than the payout, if we didn't do the payout, we would have had 23,000 gold. So that's, again, a measure of our progress, what we're doing, how well we're doing. It's cool. All right, let's talk about what is this? Skirmishes. Okay, so skirmishes, 50% win rates, 2 average battles, 12 active players. Again, I know with skirmishes, we're doing a lot. We're having to spend a lot of time in global maps, so that's why those the battle numbers are pretty low. But it's still an improvement in some regards from last week. Last week we only had a 30%, 37% win, and now we're 50. That's good. We also had only an average of 2 battles last week, but we had more people. We had 20 people playing skirmishes, and now we only have 12. So for me, a lot of this is active players is still a concern. So hopefully these numbers come back up, if you want to say that. This is advances. So advances, 31% win rate, 13 average battles, clearly doing a lot more advances, and 38 active more players. So we had 43% win rate last week. It's a little bit better than what this was. We averaged only 11 battles, so we went up to 13. That's nicer, and the amount of active players was 37, so about the same. So that's pretty good. Oh, I've only been doing this for a few times. I forgot. So shout out to Carl Starbright, JC, who's a new guy, and he's already played 2 skirmishes with us. Thone, Sir, Bonkers, T-Dog, Zaw, PC, Emperor, Kursu, Hall, Onegin, Cyberus, all of these players, thank you very much for playing 2 games and getting a decent win rate in there too. In advances, shoutouts have to go to Bone. Look at that, 32 games. BC Emperor, Bad Bunny, also someone fairly new, joined about a week or two ago. So clearly somebody who is comfortable and interested in playing. 26 games. Jamie, Cat, Sortex, Zaw, T-Dog, Tank Killer, Dropshot Gan, new guy just joined this week. Already played 16 advances. Was 16 games. New guy also. Was joined. It was joined. Not that long ago. I can't see him in my list, but I know he's new-ish or newer. So 16 games. Cybers, Captain, Sick, Dirt, Jafter, Mighty China, Funny Alex, also somewhat new. Fear, someone somewhat new, 10 games, and Thunder Chief. And when I look at the sort of top end of the list, who do I want to point out? I'll point out Bad Bunny with 38% win rate and JC, the new guy, with 43% win rate. Nicely done. All right, global maps. 32% win rate, 7 average battles, 44 active players. Win rate really dropped. We had a 54% win rate last week. Total number of battles also dropped. We had 11 average battles, now 7. And active players dropped a little bit too. Last week we had 50 active players, and now we only have 44. So overall, these numbers have kind of gone down, which is a little bit frustrating. Shout out to all of these people here: Jamie, BC, Thorn, Bone, Dirt, Sortek, Sick, Zaw, Cat, Kursu, T-Dog, Waz, Spooner, new guy, thank you. Big Nickel, new guy. Captain, Tank Killer, Bad Bunny, Fear, Shoitan. Hey, there's me, Space. All for playing those games. And when I look at the top of the list, I will shout out. Here I will shout out to T-Dog. If you got like a 30% win rate, I can't do a shout out for that. But Mr. T-Dog has 12 games and 50% wins. Nicely done. Okay, the ops center here that we're talking about. So 43-44% win rate, that's sort of what we've been averaging in global maps. We've been doing well on Steppes, Ensk, Redshire. I was kind of surprised about Redshire, but it's clearly we're doing something well there. And Moravanka. Karelia, I think we're close. I think the more we train and we play on Karelia, I think this is a map that we can get to switch over, or we just need to sort of practice a little bit more and I don't know, get a little rhythm going in this one. As far as callers are concerned, they are again, with the 44% win rates, you know, it kind of makes sense that they have slightly less wins than they do losses, except for Emperor because she's special. And again, BC is doing well on Karelia, on Steppes, and Moravanka, and Emperor is doing well on Ensk and Live Oaks, and Za does well on Karelia, Abby as well, as far as just numbers. And I think I mentioned this before that, you know, we got a couple new people calling or new to calling. I don't know. Let's talk about this part here with the numbers. So clearly Saturday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are our big days where we have a lot of games, and the reason we do is because those are the days that we have the most amount of people on. So Tuesday we typically have more than 20 people on. Saturday, and it's also interesting that so Tuesday we play an 11 o'clock battle, and the same thing with Saturday. We don't normally play 11 o'clock battle any other time. Wednesday, same thing. You can see is just inched over 20. So anytime we have, I'll explain why I think these numbers are the way they are. When we have more than 20 people, it means, and we're only picking 15, it means that we get to pick the right tank first and foremost. It's not this, well, I'll take, an IS-7 or whatever instead of a 277 or the 2684s. When you have more people on, there's a greater chance that you're going to get the exact tank that you want, and that does make a difference when it comes to wins. And then the second is that there's more people on, so we can pick and choose who we bring in and based upon skill set or um, particular strat. There's sometimes you need a really good light tank players. Sometimes you need really good heavy tank players or tank destroyer like tanks. So that's why I think those days end up having really good results. Now, as far as the overall attendance as it's being tracked across the map, it's sort of, to be honest, steadily like declining, which is kind of crappy. So hopefully, with the new people that are joining, they will be active. That number will pop up back up, and hopefully, some of the existing clan members, whatever it may be with real life, they they find the time, they find the ability to come back and join us. All right. So next we have to do an interview, and I'll be perfectly honest, I'm not 100% sure who to do an interview with. I gotta see who's online, but I'm thinking it might be Preach or Captain. Captain's actually online right now, so maybe I'll go find Captain. Hey, Captain.
What's up, Space? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. So, interview time. What's your position here in Clan Fix?
I'm a combat officer over here at Clan Fix.
And so, combat officer, because I think last week I interviewed Emperor. She's also a combat officer. So, what is it that you do for as a combat officer?
Well, currently, over here at Fix, what I do is I call detachments or skirmishes to get the experience to better my calling to go into clan wars. I'm a combat officer and training for that aspect. When we get our second team, I'll be hopefully one of the main callers over there at that second team. But currently, I'm just creating strategies on Map Sketch and getting myself ready and having different point of views and angles to
Yep.
come to the table.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it.
no, thank you.
Oh, feedback. Yeah, caller, and you start off in skirmishes, and then advances, and then eventually into global map and calling those. Cool. So what I always ask everybody, where do they want this clan to be? And everyone else that I've interviewed has, said something to the effect of being more competitive. What about for you? Where do you want this clan to go? What do you want it to achieve?
Well, first of all, I mean we've come very far, and we're on that roll, man. We've kept it going, and soon I'd like it to see us like beating like top 25, top 15 clans, like pretty easily, or at least being on par with them. I mean, we go in here on like nightly basis, and I mean when we go into these like clan war tournaments, like we're not one of the first teams out. Like we're getting to the final groups, like coming against Alert, Goons, like some of these top clans. So like when we're fighting them, we're not getting like two or three kills. We're getting like five, six, or more kills easily. Like so when we're there and we're like maybe tying those when we're tying those teams and we're having a high morale night like that. Oh my gosh! Like when we get there, that's gonna be the night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's gonna be the morale booster for all of us.
I do find it interesting that we're it's almost never a blowout, and we're always like really close. Like one bad RNG or one sort of misstep or thing that we could do differently, and we could win. We could win those games.
I know, man. Like last night we went into a game, we were 12 down against 15 players, and we killed 6 of them and they killed 2 of us and we were winning. The only thing that happened is that they capped us out because we just didn't have the extra people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just to sit there and reset or whatever,
yeah,
and it's
to
just
get
like
back,
crazy.
or to get back, or to cover the cap or whatever type of thing, right?
Exactly. Just
Yeah,
have that extra like 1 or 2 guns to just get that reset that we needed, you know?
yeah.
And it's crazy, man, because we're there. Like, and to see 12 people taking on 15 people, like, it's crazy, you know?
So what? So if that's where you want the clan to get to, what is it that you are actively, trying to do, or get everyone else to do in order to get us there?
Um, One thing I will say is I just want everybody, like, we have a bunch of callers over here, just be open to any feedback, right? So, and we all like we tend to keep to like one kind of style of call, or like one kind of call that we have on a map, but we need to have a sub call, like a different call that we work on each of these maps that we're like good at as well, maybe not as many heavies, maybe more towards the medium side, like some of these other clans we're seeing running like 10 medium tanks. Like try to run something like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't know.
because one of the things with all the data that we've been collecting after the games is that we're starting to see that we're playing some of the clans, 2 and 3 times now, and you can't really go into a battle doing like on Karelia and do the same thing over and over again, because they're gonna learn, they're gonna adapt, they're gonna spread the intel, they're gonna say, hey, these guys, these are the tanks they bring, this is where they're gonna come, and there's gonna be a counter strat to our strat. So yeah, absolutely, we need to come up with a plan B, and even maybe a plan C that we can implement sometimes, right?
Right, and yeah, and that's what having all these extra callers is like good for having, because like we have more minds on the task,
Yep.
so and the strat sketches are out for everybody. So I mean, everybody come and come up with ideas and all that. So all the tools are there for everybody, right?
Cool. Very good. Anything else you want to add?
Um, just like I said earlier, man. I mean, I'm really happy where we've come so far. Like, I mean, we came together 2 clan war sessions ago, and we're already like rank 50, and we're just improving from there. I mean, yeah, we have some rough nights and advances and stuff, but we're on track, man. Like, we're doing great. So I hope everybody feels at home here at Fix.
Cool, man. Thanks very much for the interview.
Yeah, man. Thanks for interviewing me, man. And let me know if I can help with anything else.
Cool.
Yep. Thanks, man.
Okay, that is my video of Captain Camo. I want to say thanks to him for doing that to him. I sprung it on him. And that's my weekend review. I was gonna, because sometimes I leave off on something, so I'm gonna leave off on this, because BC. I don't know what BC's issue is, but sure.
To pay world prices. Last fall, it got so bad that Canadian oil producers were losing $50 on every barrel of oil.
The price of a barrel of oil from Alberta's oil sands has fallen to a record low.
The problem is the widening gap between Canadian and U.S. produced oil. Take West Texas Intermediate, an industry benchmark, and it closed today around $56 a barrel. But Alberta's Western Canadian Select was selling around $13 a barrel.
Our energy sector in Canada is distressed, and at the same time, the U.S. energy sector is booming. And some of our homegrown leading businesses, such as Encana, TransCanada, Enbridge, are shifting their focus to the United States. Investment capital is exiting, and I have direct knowledge that some of our best equipment and some of our most talented workers are exiting.
So if we're going to produce oil, we might as well get world prices for it. Not subsidize the price of gas in the United States to the tune of tens of billions of dollars.
Wait. Is this a pipeline documentary? Is this documentary all about the building a pipeline? PC. So you don't watch my videos?
9.
9-bitta?
No.
So I make these videos, and I post them to this this platform. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called YouTube.
Yeah.